Here in my hand, ladies and gentlemen, is our profit from last night. Yep, that's a loonie. That's 2 quarters plus 7 cents. 2 and 2 last night for a profit of $1.57. Hey, I always like to say, if you're not losing in sports betting, you're winning. So I will certainly take profit, even if that profit is $1.57. I'll take that any day of the week. So welcome to day 19, I believe, of betting $100 a day every day for a year. Yeah, 2 and 2, profit of $1.57 last night. That brings us down the smallest of margins, but it does bring us down 27 wins, 41 losses for a loss of $374.98. Technically, 2 winning days in a row. Let's see if we can keep it rolling into the weekend. 4 bets for Friday night's action. A little bit of everything here. Actually, not a little bit of everything. It's 2 basketball and NHL. Thought about Australian Open. I passed. All right, let's start college basketball. My first pick for tonight, $30 on St. Louis, the Billikens. Minus 7.5, minus 115 against St. Bonaventure. This St. Louis team, I don't know if you've been watching mid-major college basketball, but this St. Louis team has been unbelievable, currently ranked in the top 25 in the AP poll, 3rd in the country in effective field goal percentage, 12th in the country in defensive efficiency. St. Bonaventure just 136th and 207th in those 2 categories. So I think I'm a little bit surprised, actually. The spread's only 7.5 in favor of St. Louis. Now, there is a small issue. St. Louis's road splits have not been great this season, so they do got to play a little bit better tonight than they have recently on the road, but still, this is pretty stark differences between these 2 teams and a lot of metrics, and stylistic advantage goes towards St. Louis as well. St. Bonaventure is a team that primarily attacks the interior of its opponents. They don't shoot many 3 balls, while St. Louis ranks 3rd in the country in opponent 2-point field goal percentage, keeping teams to shooting 42.3% from down low. So I'll back $30 on St. Louis, minus 7.5, minus 115 at BetMGM. Another college basketball bet for tonight, a little bit of a late night sweat if you find yourself up late on this Friday night. Look towards some Mountain West action between Utah State and Colorado State. $30 on Colorado State, plus 4.5, minus 110 against Utah State. I'm going to continue to fade this Utah State team. They have actually been really bad lately. And I don't know if this is necessarily just a small blip in the radar for a team that played really well through their first 15 or so games. Might be a little bit more of a rough patch because their effective field goal percentage just 47.4% over their past 3 games. That's a 10% drop compared to their season average. And this is 3 straight games that they have not played well. Actually, they just lost outright as a double-digit favorite. I think they were 12.5-point favorite against UNLV in their last game. Lost that game outright. Not good. Now they take on a Colorado State team that is 6th in the country in effective field goal percentage. Now the Rams aren't great defensively, but they are in their home court, and we know these Colorado and Colorado State teams typically have a bit of a home court advantage, so they are a really good shooting team. So as long as they can keep that hot shooting going against a Utah State team that's really been regressing lately, I think they're worth a shot, at least getting the 4.5 points on their home court. So $30, Colorado State plus 4.5, minus 110 against Utah State at Caesars. But that line is 4.5 at basically every book, at least as of recording this morning. And then we're going to switch over to the NHL. I got $30 on the Vegas Golden Knights. Minus 120 against my Toronto Maple Leafs at Caesars. This is the return of Mitch Marner. It is an expensive ticket. I looked to see potentially go to watch this game. Nope. Nosebleeds, like $250. Can't do it. Mitch Marner coming back to town. He's going to get booed. So what storyline do you want to go with? Mitch Marner revenge game, I guess? Kind of revenge, or Maple Leafs revenge game? I don't really know, but what I do know is the metrics in this game. Don't back the Maple Leafs. I know the Maple Leafs have been hot lately. But I just can't get past some of these advanced analytics. 25th in expected goals percentage over their last 25 games. Last in Corsi percentage. Second last in Fenwick percentage. Not good. Meanwhile, Golden Knights 7th in expected goals percentage. And they are one of the best defensive teams in hockey, which is going to hurt the Maple Leafs, who kind of their whole thing is capitalizing on the few offensive opportunities they get per game. So I know the Maple Leafs have been hot lately. I'm not buying it. I think it's time to sell some stock in Toronto. I think they're probably going to miss the playoffs. I think it's time to scrap some things and try to rebuild. This Maple Leafs team just not it. They're not it. And then we'll wrap things up with a $10 bet on a goal scorer. Now, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. He plays for the Ducks. I can't say that I've watched, I don't think, any Ducks games this year. Becket, Sennecke? Becket, Sennecke or Sennecke? And I bet on him to score at plus 245, just $10 on that. He leads the Ducks in expected goals over the past 10 games at 4.4, and now the Ducks take on a Kraken team that is one of the worst defensive teams in the NHL lately. In fact, they rank last in expected goals against over their past 25 games. So I'm going to bank on the Ducks scoring a few goals here, and hopefully one of them comes from Becket, Sennecke. Anytime goal scorer, plus 245 at DraftKings. Those are my four best bets for tonight's action. Best of luck to all of your bets. Gamble or bless. I'll see you back here tomorrow.